Restaurants that are closing in 2024. Fuddruckers is expected to close all locations by the end of the year. Old Country Buffet is closing all remainder locations. IHOP is closing 100 underperforming locations. Buffalo Wild Wings is closing all Canada locations, as well as 60 locations in the US. Applebee's is closing 35 locations due to underperformance. Red Lobster is closing 50 locations due to financial struggles and high operational costs. Denny's is closing 20 locations by the end of the year. Marie Callender's is shutting down all remainder locations. Pizza Hut is planning to close 500 locations and focus more on delivery services. Outback Steakhouse is closing 41 of their 700 locations. Sbarro is closing a total of 50 locations, with majority being mall locations. Mod Pizza is closing a total of 27 locations. Ruby Tuesday is closing 16 more locations in 2024. PDQ is closing 8 of their 59 locations. Joe's Crab Shack is closing 41 of their 60 locations. Bonefish Grill is closing 7 locations due to underperformance. So sad to see all our favorite restaurants disappear.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us.
tick faster. That'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster. Dick dastardly, a Muttley with sick laughter. A gunfight and they come to cut the mix master. And living the true gods, giving y'all nothing but the lick like two broads. Got more lyrics than the church got ooh lords. And they hold the mic at your attention like two swords. Or you the one with two blades on it. Hey you, don't touch the mic like it's AIDS on it.
All right, all right, all right. Welcome once again to the Beatzilla PDX official show. I am your host, Beatzilla PDX officially, and this is the weekly wrap up. Ladies and gentlemen, live and direct from the University of White Supremacy, Portland, Oregon. For those of you who didn't know, as you are coming in, please hit that like button, share this out on your social media if you will, email it to a friend or text it to a family member, as well as hit that notification bell if you subscribe, and hit that word all. That way you'll be notified anytime this channel goes live or a video is uploaded or premieres. And as well, you can become a member of this channel and by hitting the join button. So if you hit that join button, you'll be able to become a member of this channel. And for those that know in my members area here on the channel, I try to let the videos that will be premiering will typically be in the members area first before they actually air as like a premiere. So that's just a little plus. And then there might be some other things also in the members area. And there's some other things I want to do here in the future as well. So that's the things that you'll get if you become a member of this channel. If you don't, you can join for a month. And if you don't want to renew your membership, that's okay too. You can still stay subscribed. And tuning in and hitting that like button is absolutely free. So once again, thank everybody for tuning in on this Friday night. So as we do around here, we like to greet the chat and see who we have in the building. The cyber building, that is. And with that being said, we got our sister Judah Queen in the building. Shout out and salute to you, my good sister. Black first, as always. Thank you for being a member and a good moderator for these past few, I think about 3 or 4 years now. So salute to you, my good sister. I appreciate you. One who cares in the building. Greetings, Beats the Mods in chat. Thank you for being here as well, my good sister. Appreciate you. And we have our good brother, dark-skinned brother in the building. And he's renewed his membership, and always a solid moderator. Thank you for being here, brother, and also being a member. And appreciate you as always. And we got Key Prince in the building. Oh, you done updated the handle. So that's Key Prince, a.k.a. Kiki. Shout out to you, Black First. Also, thank you for being a member as well. Appreciate you. And we have David Boyd in the building. Black First, brother. Greetings. I believe that's from the Bronx. So Black First to the Bronx. Yes, indeed. BX in the house. Coast to coast. And we got our good brother Derek Parker in the house as well. Black First, I believe, coming out of Arkansas as well. So salute to you. And we got our good brother RBJ from South Carolina. Black First, good to see you, my good brother. Yes, indeed. So, like I said, tonight I just want to go through some things. We're talking about the American Shilling. Biden and Trump set for a second presidential showdown. And that's literally what you see on the screen. And the very interesting thing about this particular clip and conversation is that it is not directly talking about the matchup between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. It's more or less being used as a proxy because he's talking about the rap battle between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. So but the way he's using it, it's a bunch of like kind of attack like low-key gaslighting talking points to combat the delineation conversation. So that's something that's kind of, I want to go through and pay attention to that. But then also, the usual suspects. And then I would also touch on, and when I say usual suspects, that means Dr. Oddface and some various others. But I want to go through these videos and just see some of the familiar messaging that we're continuously hearing, and just, understand, put it all together, I guess, in a nice, good package. You know what I mean? So with that being said, let's, Tia to you in the building. Salute to Tia to you. Yes, there you go. There you go. Up. Why is it moving slow? There we go. Yes, indeed. Salute to you, my good sister. Thank you for being here as well. All right. So let me see where I want to go first. Oh, we also gonna talk about this as well. Yeah, we also gonna talk about this. But nonetheless, yeah, we are here. We are here, and get this on the screen. Well, actually, so some of this I'm gonna have to actually just play the audio because a lot of the stuff, Charlene, we just gonna have to simply play the audio. But I think first I'll go here, and I think a lot of y'all have probably saw this video, but it speaks a lot because again, here's the thing that a lot of people are starting to wake up to, and they should have kind of really caught on to the point that we aren't just looking at presidential elections. We are looking at all political betrayers, such as the Congressional Black Caucus. And also, because we're delineating, we also can now identify those across the diaspora who really actually mean us no good. And especially with these leaders. Y'all understand this whole thing with America trying to buddy up with Kenya? Now, for those of you who watch this broadcast, if y'all recall, back, I think a few years ago, there was a statement from the guy from Rage Against the Machine. And so people was like, oh, well, yeah, he can't be racist because he's mixed. Well, the interesting thing is that the front man of Rage Against the Machine is literally the son of a Kenyan diplomat. Is there anybody else who knows his kind of family kind of is in the upper echelon of the political scene of Kenya? Now they show you some of the Obama's like downtrodden folks. It's not all of his family over there. Because that keeps up appearances. That lets him, oh, he's a commoner. You really believe that? So, nonetheless, this guy, the lead singer for Rage Against the Machine, is literally the son of the machine. Oh, and his mother was one of those white women political activists that, subsequently have to be around movements where the people in the movements that she was with ended up getting different charges on them. And, it's just, who can say what happened, but, when you see these type of things happen in different places and different times, you would kind of do yourself a disservice not to connect the dots of history or coincidence. But nonetheless, so now here we are again, dealing with Kenya. It's a whole lot of Kenya. Oh, and so with the whole rebuilding in Haiti, they're now trying to bring in the Haitian military or bring in the Kenyan military. You understand me? I mean, this is getting outrageous, family. Oh, and then I've seen something today. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but they were talking about the leader of China is basically telling America to stop visiting Taiwan. or stop entertaining child, something to that effect. But that's also where a lot of this money is going, trying to poke that bear. Because again, if you guys have been with me for a few years, you know I told you we're in debt to China and America is going out of business. Now, I said this years ago. America's going out of business, so it's a fire sale. Did you see how I opened up this broadcast? If you're noticing, there's a lot more of these videos showing you how many of these major companies are closing. Now, the interesting thing is, with an influx of immigrants coming here, you're watching industries fold. What workforce are they joining? Oh, well, I can tell you what they're joining here in my city. Here, they're driving for Amazon. Can't read, can't speak English, can't write English, down to the numbers. I'm literally talking about down to the numbers. I had to stop an Amazon driver because for some reason they dropped my package around the corner and sent me a picture and said, "This is delivered." Well, that's definitely not my porch. So I had to find them down the street. Had my phone. "Excuse me, where's this at?" See, this is my package right here. See my phone? This is me. Where's this? You know what this woman did? She had to talk into her phone. And then had showed me the phone of what she was saying. And then had me talking to her phone. And so it could record what I was saying. And then she could read it in her language. Amazon ain't paying slave wages. They're not paying people under the table either. So that means these folks is coming. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a part I forgot to mention. They're in like a 2023, May at the latest 2021 Honda. Word? You just got here, didn't you? So what I'm confused about is how are you working for someone such as an Amazon, not being able to read or write or even speak the language of America, which is English. And yet you're in a position that might be paying over $20 an hour. And then, well, somebody's got to pick these strawberries. They're not bringing them here to do that. They are bringing them to make them the middle class. Middle class funded by the Catholic Church and those other, how many other Latter-day Saint organizations is involved in this? And y'all just be going to these churches and then you are getting burnt by the very same people you're paying. And then they'll be like, we need this for a mission. They gonna shoot your chips right over here. God, come on, we got this. I'm telling you, here in Portland, Oregon, they did not fly here. And to have that many houses here, man, they flew them people here. Or was bust in the middle of the night. But see, our bus station, you not finna sneak in and out of there like that. Not our bus station. Oh, you best believe somebody tied to the town saw you. Somebody tied to this city gonna see all of that and gonna be like, hey, there's a bunch of. Trust me, that would be not known. If you've been to Portland, then you're not gonna sneak a bunch of illegals into the bus station in downtown Portland. Just it's not happening. So that means that these folks got dropped off at a destination. Yeah, they didn't come here and get dropped off at the bus station. They came and got dropped off at a location. This is how they doing us, man. The sound is crackling bad. My audio is choppy. Are we doing this again? Because my audio clear as hell over here. Let me see. My audio clear as hell over here. Oh, here. Let me see. See, that lets you know. I mean, like my voice is super duper clear over here. Let me see what I can do. Shout out Buginas. Thank you for being here. Black First. Yo 103 Queen. Thank you also for being here. And Black Spider. Thank you for being here and being a member Black First. My Pacific Northwest Padre. Padre. And also Black Anthem, Black First. Thank you for also being a member. Appreciate you. Thank you. It's mad choppy. I'm about to fix it. Miss D at Suite 201. It's choppy. Yeah, I know. Let me work it out, and I will be right back. Let me see what I can do here.
Some wanna hit it and quit. Some broke your heart, though you never admit it. Though you
Hey. Hopefully we're back.
When you're all alone.
That's where I come in. Alright. Hopefully we're back. Hopefully the crackling is gone. We'll see. Alright. So hopefully we good. Hopefully we good. Give you a good consolation prize. Hopefully we good. Oh my goodness. It still sounds choppy. Alright. Alright, well I guess you're gonna get a little more of that running. Hold on me. Okay, so I'm gonna have to close this whole window out. Bear with me, family. Man, I'm telling you, and this problem is a new one. I haven't seen this happen. Like it's on your end, and so I can hear it. That's how I'm broadcasting loud and clear. But on my end, it's like super duper clear. That's some sabotage for real, ain't it? But I guess that's the benefit of me actually doing the other form videos, because we don't have to go through this. Go figure. Let me make this little transition real quick. So, yeah, right. We are in the studio. And actually, you should be able to see me. Let's pull this a little closer. So you can see me a little bit. It's insane. Try this and hopefully I don't have to completely restart. That's the trip how they like fooling my live stream though, ain't it? So, you can go back here. So while I'm doing this, I'll go ahead and put that Magic Man back on for y'all. So here y'all go.
When you don't want nobody to know what you are feeling inside. I'll make you stay. I'll make you say, now that I have you here in my arms, I'm so happy to have you. It's been a long time coming, but it's really here, and I can't believe I got you. So do what you do, and I'll do it too. 'Cause there ain't nobody around to judge us. 'Cause the night is all about us. We're blasting off, we're going up, yeah. I'll be your magic man. Oh, ooh. I'll make you say, hey.
All right. Hey, hey. I'll make it sad. All right. Hopefully we're back. Uh-huh. So, how's it sound? Please tell me the wateriness is gone out of my voice. Is it better? Good. I see it. Better. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you. In the Mix Radio. Yes, indeed. Can you hear me loud and clear? Oh, yeah. I was using a whole different device. Yes, indeed. Thank you for being here as well, Black First. Deneen Soul in the building. Shout out and salute to you. Thank you for being here as well. All the way live and direct from New York City. Black First, my good sister. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully we are good. And when we stay that way. All right. All right. Okay. All right. So we are back. We are back. We are back. Now let me get to where I was. Good grief. Make sure everything is sounding straight. We are back. Now let me get to where yes. Okay. Okay. Let's hope we stay there, family. Fingers crossed. Good grief. You know, it's amazing. That's the one thing that this broadcast has consistently had on here. That's why and I will say, there was a heavy time when I was having a hell of a time jumping between, Restream and StreamYard. Ultimately, I had to settle on StreamYard. But whew, it still be a chore, ladies and gentlemen. It's like if they had a actual app that then we can use to go out that was more in a usable, user friendly. Like because yeah, for those who know, you use certain things that are on your computer. It's kind of easier to control, but you'll still be at the whim. But this, you're using a server going through another server. So there might be glitches or whatnot. Hopefully, we are good. We shall see. So, family, just keep me abreast in the chat. That's about all we can do. Okay, so where I was about to go was to the one lady, the professor, who chimed in on about some of these people say they represent us, but they really don't. What they say, black faces in high places, you know how that go. Blueberry Muffin in the building. Salute to you, Black First, as well. Yes, indeed. Hi, y'all. Yes, indeed. So let's check out this good, like, this sister really brought it home. I can't vouch for her politics or her commitment to this party or that party, but every now and then you just got to just straight up take the message for what it is.
Are not going to save us. Just look at the black proponents of Cop City in Atlanta's leadership class. Black faces in high places are not going to save us. Just look at the black woman's hand.
Oh, definitely
the
not.
UN voting against a ceasefire. Of black neighborhoods with so-called better trained police, or remain silent about the genocide of oppressed peoples around the world funded by our tax dollars. And here, let me please shout out the incredible Spelman students and AUC siblings who have been organizing with Stop Cop City and Justice in Palestine, among many other troublemakers in this room. You all remind us that college is not a waiting room to enter the real world, but that you can start transforming that world right here, right now. It goes without saying, but let me just say it anyway. For student activists speaking out courageously for Palestine and Congo and Haiti and to stop Cop City, they should not be threatened with expulsion, loss of scholarships, or have public safety called on them for protesting. Too often, our institutions celebrate student activists after they've graduated, even giving them honorary degrees. But stifle student activism while we are enrolled.
Interesting. I really do not like the consistent interjection of the whole Palestine conversation in with our issues. However, it does pose some, I guess, I don't want to say importance, but I guess noteworthy that them moving on something is being seen, although we're not seeing them move for anything towards the actual black community, of course. But it is noteworthy that they have the attention, and people have to react to it. But even still, with that being said, what else are we hearing out here more so? We're hearing, especially when it comes down to this election, we're hearing a lot about the couch. We're hearing about the couch more than we're hearing about RFK Jr. And we're most definitely hearing about the couch more than we are hearing about Cornel West. And, you know, the whole Cornel West thing is very interesting, too. Antithesis, Black First, Georgia, Valdosta, Georgia in the house. And thank you, brother, for the, I believe, brother, for the super, or I'm sorry, the Cash App donation out here supporting. I appreciate you all, absolutely, man. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. Salute to you, Black First. But see, do I see somebody else coming here? Okay, nope. What's that? Okay. So, like I said, you know, you're bringing in the whole conversation about the couch, and even with Charlemagne when he had his little interview, and we'll get to that a little later. But he is even, I guess, in his book. His book refers to the couch as what he's saying, voter apathy is how he's referring to it. So it's that's something that's noteworthy to say that the grassroots have gotten our agenda out there so much, because here's the truth, the real of it. The couch is literally becoming the third candidate. The couch is legitimately the third candidate in this election at this point. There's more enthusiasm for the couch candidate than you could find for West, Jill Stein, or RFK Jr. And yeah, like I was gonna say about the Cornel West part. Cornel West kind of, I don't know if he was used as a red herring, but you know, he was with the Green Party and then he left the Green Party saying that you know, something that, you know, there was, he wasn't being respected to that nature, right? To me, I've always wanted to see where this brother was coming from when it comes down to what he really, I mean, because it's one thing to talk in front of black folks, but what are you going to say in front of white folks on black folks' behalf? And we saw when he got on brother Black Alpha Network's channel, in that interview, he kept trying to steer the conversation to Palestine. Which again, you're talking to Black Americans about Black American issues. You can't be the one who's always champion reparations, and then the very first opportunity you get to talk to the grassroots, you start talking about Palestine. See, because when you do things like that, it makes you look as if you're really pulling a long-term bait and switch. And so if he's a third party candidate by I guess the Green Party would have maybe the most juice or political cash, shall we say, to really do something. So what did he have to do? He immersed himself into that. I was listening to an interview from one of the Green Party members, brother. I guess who he actually previously ran as the candidate. He was saying that Cornel West just pretty much wanted the candidacy handed to him from the Green Party. And since that wasn't happening, he basically felt that he wasn't being done right, and now he did his own thing. But the one thing that the brother said is that Cornel West had a lot of Democrat people around him. And I'm just thinking to myself, of course he did. Because how I look at this is you might have had a Democrat all along. Just like, the Agatha. It was Agatha all along. It was Cornel West all along. Because we're going to use him as being this black guy to get folks to, when I drop out, what I need y'all to do. But see, it wasn't shaping up the way he wanted it to shape up because the Green Party was actually serious and he was not. I don't believe Cornel West is serious. He's too smart to say anything to make him unlikable. So if he said things that didn't quite drive with the grassroots, do you really believe Cornel West is the type to misspeak? Or if he speaking with intent and intention all the time? You understand what I'm saying? So when you're talking about a Cornel West, what is he going to do? He's always talking with intent. So if he's going to say something he knows is going to piss off the grassroots, what's the best way, to make sure that, okay, I will be here as a candidate to draw eyes and attention, but I am going to say things that I know these people will not support. The other fringe folks are not going to come out. I'm just going to have this real small little gap of support, see how much noise I can make, tank my campaign, and then shift all the energy to Joe Biden because we got to save democracy. Doesn't that make sense? I could totally see that playing out. I mean, maybe it's just me. Maybe I think too much, but it just seems like this is so open, so open. So, nonetheless, let's see. Should I get to this first? Yeah, let's get this out the way, and then we'll continue on. So let's get Michael Eric Dyson out. Michael Eric Khan out this way first, because I really want to get into the View and then all the other shills because Michael Eric Dyson is kind of, for all intents and purposes, a lightweight. I think he is ran his hustle is long. So let me get this guy up here. Okay, so let's take a listen to this little piece.
Race. My last question to you would be race relations of a different ilk, and that is alluding to a beautiful article that you wrote in the Philadelphia Citizen that I have right in front of me. If you're looking for it, go to the PhiladelphiaCitizen.org to find this article entitled "Why Kendrick versus Drake," as in Kendrick Lamar versus the one and only Drake, is a proxy war. The rap battle everyone is talking about is really about race, identity, Black/Jewish relations in this American moment. A Citizen exclusive from a best-selling author and elite public intellectual. That
See what he's doing? Now you're going to write an article on relations between Blacks and Jewish people. What relation is that? The Beastie Boys? Like, what relation are you talking? And didn't one of them become a monk? I'm just confused. What do I know?
man would be the one I'm talking to right now. Dr. Michael Eric Dyson, what incited you to write this article that was published May 15th, and you can catch it now? And what message did you want to get out there and disseminate to the masses?
See, I'm glad I'm talking to the great Stephen A. Smith, because in other fora, I've had to hold my powder and be more balanced and so on. I'm pissed that Drake gets dismissed off the scene when he's been Drake for 15 years. is. And you act like you didn't know that. Now he's not really black.
So Jay-Z's the epitome of blackness? He's recorded more songs with Jay-Z. Oh, you know what? This ain't published on nothing major. I can show this bullshit. I'm just saying. He got more than Jay-Z. Yeah, shut up.
Last time I checked, Jay-Z is real. He ain't fake. Challenging his racial.
Last time I checked, Jay-Z is real. He ain't fake. Who are you asking that? Dame Dash might feel a little differently about that. Some of these artists out here who say that their careers have been ended by these people and their antics. And then the whole, well, you didn't know who Drake is, and Drake, well, man. Well, I mean, as for me, I've never been no Drake fan, but I mean, I could say, okay, he's a good entertainer. But here's the problem when it comes down to hip hop. Entertainers get confused with MCs. And they often get intertwined as the same thing, and they're not. So for me, I don't look at Drake as an MC. He doesn't qualify. He's a good entertainer, and he's a good artist. He's a good entertainer and a good artist. As far as being able to convey the message that someone else might have wrote. So, I mean, and who knows? Maybe who knows what about his music he writes. But let's be clear. He's not the first person to make up a persona. So that much is true. But here's the thing. He's a Canadian. So he's over here acting. See, the one thing that Michael Eric Dyson is doing right here is he's omitting the fact that this dude is literally Canadian. So he doesn't come from our culture. They have a completely different culture up there. Not to mention that culture up there, Drake hang around a lot of Somalians. Them's his people up there. Toronto Somalians. That's his crew. Bunch of immigrants. They're there. So, I mean, what do you want from us? And so when you say they're not like us, he's a whole doggone Canadian. And so, okay, well, see what we got to do. Man, you act like he ain't did. Man, he's one of the most artists that had the most songs of Jay-Z. And Jay-Z ain't fake. Jay-Z ain't never stood up for nothing black. He went up there where, yeah, we kneeled and well, what's next? That's as much as Jay-Z done for black folks. Miss me.
Identity, saying he's a culture vulture when he's a black man, he's from Canada, he ain't real. Idris Elba is from the UK. People still love him on The Wire. So why is it that being outside of our geography, outside of our
This is corporate shilling. If I can, it almost sounds to me like somebody auditioning. You know what he could audition for? And what he probably would try to work him a deal for? I mean, I don't know. But a lot of these labels are tied to publishing companies. So when people want to do an audio book, they're going to try to get somebody that has a voice. See, he's speaking on like corporate financial protection. So what we normally see the Democratic Shields do, this dude, which is known as a notorious Democratic shield, what you're watching him do right now is turn that shilling into corporate shilling and say, well, hey, boss, whose show was he on? Every time I wake, every day I wake up in the morning, first thing on my mind is how I'm going to make my boss some money and how I'm going to get me some of it. I wake up every morning. What's on this Negro's mind? How to make his boss some more money and how he can get him a little something. That theme is going to actually play on again this evening, folks. And I meant to warn y'all at the beginning of this broadcast that you're going to have to power through a lot of shilling on this one. I mean, it's in the title, but I just figure I'd give you a disclaimer that this is just the beginning, folks. It gets worse. I mean, it gets worse. We're going to choke through it tonight, but I just need to warn you, you going to hear banjos playing in your mind because some of this just don't make no sense. But we're going to get through it, folks. Woo-wee. I'm talking about family. I just got to warn you now. So if you got to go grab you a glass of wine to get through this one tonight, family, it's going to be a doozy.
You can you can debate the war between Kendrick and Drake in terms of, the quintuple, entendres that Kendrick Lamar unleashes. Kendrick Lamar is a brilliant rapper and a formidable foe, but so is Drake. And what he's done to expand the horizon of hip hop is underestimated, even artistically, I'm saying. People, well, he goes into one style and he does that. And he goes over to UK drill and he does that. He goes over to bounce music, he does that. He goes to the Caribbean, he does this. Why are you looking at a positive as a negative? Cinco de Mayo just passed.
You could replace Drake for Caitlin Clark. I'm hearing the same exact argument, am I not? Somebody who is held up by the machine, somebody who is clearly promoted by the machine, and here he goes. Man, and y'all stop being petty. See now, y'all women, y'all petty. Y'all stop being petty. You out here hating on Kaylee. Be all just being petty. This dude sound like he caping for Caitlin Clark. Another establishment hype. Corporate shilling, ladies and gentlemen, on display.
They had a special Cinco de Mayo celebration for Jay-Z in Cinco de Mayo because Jay-Z has been attracted to Latino culture, speaking Spanish all through his music. And they had an entire program celebrating Jay-Z. Was Jay-Z a culture?
And don't forget OG Juan. Don't forget OG Juan now. His brother is right hand now. I mean,
come on, bro.
Juan first. I mean, please, come on now. We all know.
That's right, Juan here, man. OG Juan, that's right. Because, shoot, man, we not just down with the Jews. We down with the Latinos, too, man. Stephen A. Smith trying to sneak that in there. You catch that? Yeah, don't forget OG Juan. Michael Eric Dyson. Will shield for food.
No one.
And Desiree Perez, his wife.
Oh,
That's right.
That is.
See it. Let's throw them in there, folks. See. But somebody got to do it. Somebody got to do it, and it looks like it is most definitely gonna be this brother tonight. This is crazy. Some chick named Star in the building. Shout out to you. Will shield for clout. Yes, indeed. Black first, sister. And yes, he will. He absolutely will.
J1, and the woman who runs his, Rock Nation. So the point is that is Jay-Z a culture vulture? No, we have to stop this narrow, punishing, pernicious, limited viewpoint about blackness. Yes, have a debate about who's the greatest. Have a debate about rhetorical skills. But let me tell you what, as Lupe Fiasco, and one of the greatest lyricists ever, said that he would put that's
Wait. Here's the other part of this. Shout out to Tariq Nasheed, by the way, for a microphone check. Because if you're not catching what he's saying, this is almost like damage control. So you're using Drake because, see, Drake, what's the point about Drake? Talking about this a proxy. Why you think they had him write a column in Citizen? Because there's a strong delineation, and what's been happening as well? Strong delineation about our culture and our culture's art forms, such as hip hop, the newest addition to our culture's art forms, from the descendants of the people who built this place. Those slaves that built Washington, D.C. Georgetown University. A lot of these universities is hand-built by slaves as well. Some of them probably low-key also designed by slaves, but you can't have no patent. Well, that was so long ago. Well, the reason why your family fled so many years ago, I'm sure that conflict's over. Why don't you go back home? I don't think anything's stopping you from going back home, is it? I mean, why stay here? You don't like it. You don't like what black folks have to say. And this thing about, well, we're gonna get there too. Yeah, it's as bad as I say it is, family. Trust me, I'm telling you. Star, thank you for the CashApp donation. I appreciate that. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours as well. I appreciate that.
It's a minority position, but it's a very powerful one. He's saying that Drake got bars, so we miss Drake because of this other madness, the distorting impact of the metrics that we evoke, his being Jewish and white and not so-called black. So was Barack Obama a mixed race person. And my dear brother, I heard,
oh, that was clever. He's mixed race. Yeah, Barack Obama is mixed race. You wasn't gonna call him black, huh? You ain't gonna sit up on here and call him African American either. That was a wise choice.
That he's a friend of both of ours. When we go in the Breakfast Club all the time, Charlemagne the God called him, he said, this half Negro. And I want to say, Charlemagne, there's a lot of half Negroes out here who have done tremendous work for African American culture, so that the name calling, the kind of ad hominem remarks, as opposed to a full-on embrace of the rhetorical diversity and splendor that is Drake. To me, that would be a fairer fight. Then we could make an estimation of what's going on. And then that piece, of course, I also talk about this being a proxy war for other issues that are out there. And we can talk about those another time, but dealing with the war in Gaza, dealing with DEI, dealing with Black excellence, dealing with rhetorical power, dealing with education, dealing with the colorism we see in our own communities, because there's no question that light, bright, almost white was a thing, is a thing. And we have to pay attention to that. At the same time, we know that Clarence Thomas is a dark-skinned Black man. We know that Candace Owens is a brown-skinned Black woman. And they are legitimately Black. I don't contest their Blackness. It's the moral content of their identities and their public policies that I would have a difference with. So I'm arguing, in this sense, for us to understand the power and the prolific character of a genius like Aubrey Drake Graham.
That's a very loaded interview. And one of the things I'm noticing is the arguments that he has touched. So he touched on delineation in a few different manners. If y'all caught that. One, he's saying, okay, looking at somebody and clarifying, he was real heavy in the clarifying the Blackness thing. So defining Blackness and who's Blackness and Blackness. See, that's anti-delineation conversation right off the rip. That's an anti-delineation view. That's that diaspora talk. And you guys are being xenophobic against our Black African immigrant brothers. And see, that's that type of talk. But again, who is he talking for? The machine. So if you guys watched one of my last broadcasts, I aired that clip in full because the sound was messed up when I played it Wednesday night. So if y'all saw the video, I aired the video of that little piece in its entirety. They're talking about private businesses, companies in America that are literally ran by the Israeli government, intelligence bureaus over there, and they running and operating over here, of course, with the American government's consent. Patricia Slade in the building, Black First. Appreciate you for being here as well. And also Cynthia Newman in the house. Thank you for being here too, Black First, both of y'all. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with us this Friday evening. So, let's see where I'm gonna go next. Let's see where I want to do next. Let's do her because I only got one on her. So let's do this lady next. And so we're going to break these down. Of course, we're back with Dr. Oddface. So Dr. Oddface is in the mix too. I wish I could take everything out of this, but no. All right. Let's hear what she got to say.
Let me tell you how much I appreciate this comment right here, because I want us to be really fucking clear. We don't have to fall in love with Joe Biden. You don't have to like him, and you don't need to want to have a beer with him.
Nobody wants to have a beer with him. Nobody's worried about liking him. See, now what she just did, y'all remember that footage that we just seen a couple weeks ago with the dude, one of the Black Votes Matter or Black Men Vote. I can't even remember his organization, but he's talking to the brothers and he's like, well, what would you want from Joe Biden? Man, I just want to see you, feel your vibe. That's what you want, huh? Fumble the ball as soon as you get it in your hands, huh? All right. Shouldn't pass him the mic anymore.
What you need to care about right now is our democracy. What you need to care about is your right to bodily autonomy. What you need to care about is your ability to be able to provide for yourself and your family.
Ooh. Ooh. Joe Biden's biggest accomplishment about the economy is the country opening back up. And then all of these companies are within the 6-month time frame of him having to be elected or not. All of these companies are closing their doors, laying off thousands upon thousands. If you guys have noticed, you probably on your local news haven't heard anything about the drop in unemployment, and unemployment's at an all-time low. I bet you haven't heard that in about 2 months. Even on your local news. Because unemployment is skyrocketing right now. But now they're quiet. It's unemployment, it's on the low, it's on the low. Oh, no, it's not. Nike, big town, right here, Nike campus. You see Drake, matter of fact, speaking of Drake, he actually did a video here. All at the Nike campus. See how much money's invested? See, that's what Michael Eric Dyson's trying to get into. He want corporate shill money. So I guess Michael Eric Dyson figured he gonna be ahead of the curve. So he gonna get that corporate. He gonna get that corporate money. Well, no, Drake is not very tall, but Drake don't have to be tall. Drake just have to be half not black. And that other half will probably facilitate deals that don't make sense for anyone else. Almost like giving Caitlin Clark $28 million, but that's a whole nother conversation. Anyway.
What you need to care about, right, is the fact that Donald Trump is not going to stop at deporting who he deems to be undocumented or quote unquote illegal, right?
No. There's not quote unquote illegal. There's a legal status. Either you are here legally or you are not. If you came over the border sneaking in this country, that means you snuck in here illegally. That is called trespassing. So there's no alleged or no, there's no need for air quotes. This just simply is a fact. They're illegal, ma'am. They're here illegally.
What you need to care about, right, is the fact that Donald Trump is not going to stop at deporting who he deems to be undocumented or quote unquote illegal, right? He's going to round up anybody that disagrees with him.
Now, see, listen to that word right there. This is the gaslighting, the word. He ain't gonna stop right there. He's gonna round up see that round up what you doing there? He's gonna round up. Number one, we can't be deported, ma'am. So why are you putting us in that conversation? Oh, because you can be deported. Oh, wait, is that the issue? I mean, because when he ain't gonna stop. There's no conversation about deportation that remotely close would ever come into any conversation with Black Americans. Where are you putting us? They over Kenya over there fooling with the American government. Ain't nobody coming to get us. They might come get you and send you back to where you came from, but we not going there. They're just going to round. No, they're not rounding up nothing over here. They're going to round you up, and they know who's a citizen and who ain't. Let's see how they do. Y'all need to be scared. See, they going to do this. No, this is tether talk. Y'all need to vote for these people because they going to come round us up. Get on in. They say get on like you been shit on. Black Spider with the super sticker. Salute to you, Black Spider. I thank you so much. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. Thank you so much for that. It's a good super sticker. Yeah, microphone drop. Thank you. Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick is letting them know the truth. And you know, I'm glad he did, because again, they like to say, oh, well, this is what I think the song means. No, Kendrick let you know. They ain't like us.
And they talk about the fact that they want a fascist government, when they are hailing other dictators, when he says he wants to be a dictator on day one, when he says that he wants to come for contraception, for IVF, they are not done.
Who are these people? And they're gonna make you have babies, and they're gonna antithesis. Thank you for the super chat. They're gonna put us back in chains. You already know. Y'all going back in chains. Ain't that what Joe Biden said before? They let them in there, they gonna put y'all back in chains. Man, please. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be upon you and yours, man. Thank you for the super chat. Listen to this madness, man.
Right? They won't be done until they strip everything that makes America America down to the bones and sell it for fucking parts. Wake up.
Lord. God. Y'all stop. They're gonna come round you up, and they're gonna come put everybody that they don't like in chains. You know, I just see things like that. It's like these goofy tethers and goofy coons sometimes have a hard time grasping the moment. And that's why, like, people like that, yeah, and also Dr. Our Face just end up looking like out of sort weirdos that only make sense to other Democratic shills. But to us, they look awkward as hell, like this.
Tavares, right in the butt?
What?
No. Blake.
This is the best.
Yeah, that's it.
Whew. You don't want awkward moments like that. Yeah, you don't want no awkward moments like that. No Diddy. Moving on. Oh man, like I said, we are going through American Shilling this evening, folks. And Natasha S. Alford explains Black America has always showed up to vote, and 2024 should be no different. You doggone Black grassroots. If it wasn't for you meddling smart Negroes, we could cool in peace. Like I said, family, I'm just giving you fair warning. There might be residual biscuit crumbs coming through your TV, so you might have to brush your shirt off after this broadcast. You might have some residual biscuit crumbs underneath your television if you're watching on the TV. So just diddler Wheel of Fortune. Oh my goodness, Tia, to you. Yeah, I'm telling you, residual biscuit crumbs. Here they come.
Every election year, we hear some of the same messages about voting. Black people need to go to the polls. Our ancestors fought and died for the right to vote, and we get the government we deserve, which are all valid points. But today, we won't tell you all the things that you've heard before. Instead, we will leave you with some reminders about what you, the people, are doing right. Take, for example, this stat. Among non-white racial groups, Black voters have the highest voter turnout. Yes, that is right. We show up at a rate of 63% nationwide, and that's according to census data. This is in spite of massive challenges like what tend to be longer wait times in Black neighborhoods and new laws in certain states which ban water or other supports that help us endure the voting line. We still show up despite all of that. Now, strong Black voter turnout in the 2020 presidential election has been credited with making a difference in key battleground states that helped President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris win the 2020 election. Not only have we as Black people been historically strong voters, we have historically stepped up to run for office. In the wake of Reconstruction, more than 500,000 Southern Black men registered to become voters in the 1870s. Even states like Mississippi elected Black senators and a lieutenant governor. Historians like Eric Foner have suggested that approximately 2,000 Black people ran or held public office across the U.S. during the Reconstruction period. Again, this is in the wake of slavery. We not only helped to build this country through unpaid labor via the slave economy, but we literally built this country with our civic engagement, our public service, and our get out the vote efforts.
It's very interesting. That particular story is very interesting. You know, I mean, yeah, we have let's check out some history. Let me get this in here real quick. Okay, go ahead and show that while we doing that. Okay. Thank you, Antithesis, for the $2 super chat. So couch for prez. Yes, indeed. Chair for VP. There it is. There it is. Shout out to you. Thank you again for the super chat. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. And you know, when she's referring to Black folks have been in the process, and that's true. And for those who, you know, are unaware, there was I took that off the screen. Okay. There was a reason why Black engagement dropped off. Think about what she's saying. She's saying right after slavery, Black folks, because remember, we talk about fighting and dying for the right to vote, right? So that means something had to be taken away. But it started as, hey, you immediately can participate in the process. And then something like this happened.
The election massacre took place on Election Day, November 3rd, 1874. Members of the White League, a paramilitary group supporting the Democratic Party, killed an estimated 15 to 40 Black Republican voters and wounded 70, while driving away more than 1,000 unarmed Black Republican voters from the polls.
Wow. Imagine that. How about that? So there were a bunch of black Republicans. Y'all catch that? And those anti-black Democrats went through to go bust them up. What are we supposed to be saying about this? I mean, realistically, what are we looking at here? We see what they have done to us. There's all the more reason for reparations at that, because you see, okay, when we were part of the process and actually starting to thrive and gain some momentum and power for ourselves, the United States government took us out of the process. And now here we are with a party that does not represent us at all. See, that was the problem. See, they wanted to get a handle on it, rework it, and then give it back to us and say, okay, you guys participate in this the way we want you to. You understand what I'm saying? So when she's saying, yeah, this is how we shape this country with our engagement, and this country took it away. So to get around that, I don't know how that works. Is it time for Dr. Oddface? I think it is. Yeah, it's time for Dr. Oddface. So, and for those of y'all who have been around here for a minute, y'all know who I call Dr. Oddface. Because I've always said that this woman reminds me of a man transitioning into a woman. But, I do believe this is just straight up woman. It's got a different look to her. And she's always talking very condescending to black folks because we don't understand civics. We don't understand politics. We don't understand how the country works. We clearly, obviously, must not understand how white supremacy operates. But, well, okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's start critiquing this.
What was the cause of the Civil War, the U.S. Civil War in the 1800s?
What was the cause of the Civil War?
What do you think the cause of the Civil War was? I don't know. What would you say is the cause of the Civil War?
The Civil War? What caused the Civil War?
And then we had a Civil War. What do you think caused our Civil War?
Sin, I suppose. Yeah.
And what do you think, sir, was the cause
Sin.
of the United States Civil War?
Of the Civil War? Well, let's see. The North and South, they couldn't get along.
What do you think is the cause of the Civil War, the U.S. Civil War?
I had a black man at my door the other day. I don't have an issue with race.
What about the Civil War in the 1800s? What do you think was the cause of that?
Yeah.
What do you think caused the Civil War?
Probably the division of states and the people.
Over what?
Well, right now they're trying to take the people's right to vote away.
It's the George Floyd thing. That was all set up too.
How was that set up?
That police officer didn't have his knee on the neck.
Did you see the video?
No.
So before she starts her rant, let me just address what you just saw. Now, most of the people you've seen right there are good, proud nationalists. So, what do we know about supremacy? It relies on deception. They know exactly why, because most of them people love the Confederate flag. So how all of a sudden it's about our heritage? How don't they know what started the Civil War? Oh, Jefferson Davis. We love Jefferson Davis. Jefferson Davis is our man. We shouldn't have any monument torn down of him. Okay, well then, what was the start of the Civil War? People love Jefferson Davis monuments, but no one knows why Jefferson Davis is so revered down there with the Confederates. Really? All of a sudden, we just don't know. I mean, maybe it was because the North and the South didn't get the loans. I'm just a backwood tobacco spitting hillbilly. What do I know? Like a bling, blong, bling, blong, bling, blong, bling. So first off, every last one of them people you saw know exactly and good damn well what started the Civil War. And that's just another example of what supremacy does, because the religion of white supremacy is Satanism.
So let me get this straight. I just need somebody to clarify this for me. You have a group of people who are never told that their party has to earn their vote. These people don't even know why they hate Black people, and they just do. And they never not show up to vote.
Statements like that lead me to believe she's a tether. They don't know why they hate Black people. They just do. Wrong. Anybody telling that said, "Oh, you're a tether." What are you talking about? They don't know why. Oh, is her mama white? Because you got white folks around you who you still don't look at that hold on to privilege. If you got a white person around you that refuses to acknowledge that privilege exists, privilege exists. And there, right there, you all don't share something in common. That one thing would be a disconnect for you and her, and not between you and your peoples, but for that situation and the rest of the group. Because the rest of the group does not share that. So that wouldn't be an experience that a lot of people can relate to. So when you sit up here and say, oh, well, they don't even know why. Yeah, they do. Yes, they do. They'll tell you a reason that they don't. Or, oh, wow, it's oblivious. That's the deception of supremacy. I don't know where this all started. Yes, they do. If they can go back to revert to eating raw damn meat and call this a family tradition, you damn straight they know why they don't like you. It's only Black folks who can't seem to get that message through their skulls. These people can go tie themselves all the way back to the ancient days of their culture, to eating raw meat. There's a book in the Bible called Genesis. There's a particular person that is known for eating raw meat. Go to books like Obadiah, it tells you type of manner that same group of people might be carrying today. Also tells you their fate as well. Joel, go to these books. Hosea. Those are the books you ain't never hear nobody talk about in church. They'll never preach from them. Oh, no. Be a Black preacher, go to a white church, start preaching out that book. They'll get your Black ass out of there so quick. Oh, no, we don't talk like that here. Oh, we just want the love of Jesus. Mm-hmm. So listen to this nut go on.
Never. But you got people telling Black people to not vote Democrat because the Democrats haven't earned our votes.
They haven't. And so the one thing, okay, do you see what she just did? Here's what white people do. So why aren't black people acting like white people? Am I missing something? You want us to act and conduct ourselves as these other folks over here. Because you believe and perceive that's how it works for them. That's completely erasing privilege. And you're trying to give the appearance of some equal footing by saying, no, here's the difference. And here's where she's a piece of crap. She's trying to tell you your best interest isn't using your leverage. Your vote is your power. Your vote is your leverage. And now they also understand a vote for the couch is a vote nonetheless, and a vote of no confidence in any candidate that these parties put up. Why is it up to us now to save a party? The Democrats have long known that the people didn't want Joe Biden. Now you're seeing the people don't want Joe Biden. Man, all of these other people don't need to be told. Y'all actually had to be told, and you were told and told again and told some more, showed some more in the numbers, and now here we are 6 months away, and you already can see what the finish line looks like. Don't holler at us with that madness. Yeah, man is right there in office. Damn the student loans, damn all of that other crap he talking about. It is one thing popping over here. Yeah, here's another thing. These people like this, nobody need to be okay. Remember, I told you what the long-term Jewish support of the Democrats, when the Democrats was trying to talk about a ceasefire, they was like, we're going to pull our support for the Democrats. Go holler at them. They don't see supremacists don't have to be told. Y'all running on abortion rights. What about all them white women that voting for Trump? They'll stand with you in the line and say, my body, my right, and go right around and cast a vote for Donald Trump. What about them now? They riding with y'all. Y'all the ones that's connected. I mean, because Dr. Outface here clearly is part of the Black Man Hater Club.
These people don't know anything about government, history, civics, nothing. Yet they know to get their asses out and vote. They don't know why they hate Black people except for existing.
Wrong. Does this woman and then she gonna tell you that they don't know our history. Let me tell you something. And this is pretty much all of this video. I'll let her say her last little two phrases.
This country's so stupid.
Yeah. Anyway, let me tell you something. While I was sitting serving my time for sitting, for again defending myself, admitted attacking suspected white supremacists. We had hidden colors 1 through 4. 1 through 4 while I was there. And my partner Will, he was at another one. They ended up getting 1804 in the prison. So I remember they play on the inner, it's like an inner prison system. So they have their own, they'll put the disc in and it'll just run and run and run and run. They'll put that in for a day or two. And it was Black History Month. So they was letting the hidden colors run. So they run for 2 days. We did 1 and then 2. They was trying to mix it up, but keep your eyes on the prize. Turn that crap off. We don't need to see that too much. Put that Hidden Colors back on. So needless to say, we was watching Hidden Colors, and it was very interesting to have to see some of these white folks very enthralled and intrigued and looking at the history like, yeah. So when they say, I'm in prison, white people in prison are very, very well learned, more so than you would think. And all these little drug addicts around, oh, they know Black history, ancient Black history. So a lot of the stuff that they were seeing on Hidden Colors wasn't news to all of them. It was news to some, but not all of them. So when people like that say, oh, they don't know why they hate Black people, wrong. You don't, because they want you to forget why they hate you. That's none of them problem. That's a Black folks problem. Black folks are the only ones that's been stripped, robbed of their history. No other group. So I need Black folks to identify as that. Because the one thing, you ain't like nobody else. Your history been taken from you. Don't let these people tell you who you are. Now, there's people who know, but they're not telling you the truth. They're telling you something for a reason. That's why I always tell y'all, if they want you to be an African, just look at it as that's not what you clearly can't be that. They stripped you from everything. They gonna put this big ass continent over here in your face and be like, oh yeah. No. Because they understand what that continent was. They did a lot of business with the people over there. Who are you, though? I mean, everybody comes. That's why you think all these Africans over here quick to start spewing around. Look at us. And you see all these new things popping up on TV or online where they're comparing an African to a foundational Black American. They're going out of their way to do it. It ain't all about reparations neither. So you understand what I'm saying? Don't let these folks tell you, don't let no bookworm idiot like that tell you they don't even know why they hate you. Yes, the hell they do. Had your Black folks, you had your foot up they ass for 1,000 years over in Europe. You think they don't? Oh yeah, we just don't have any possible clue on who you is. Stop it. Don't you let these folks come out here and tell you this mess. They know good and damn well who you are. Like I said, had your foot all the way up their ass for 1,000 years. You think they eager to tell you was that? Why do you think they jump over all the Moorish stuff over in Europe 1,000 years, which is way more closer in time than ancient Egypt? But ancient Egypt, we was kings in Egypt and all of the pharaohs. And shut up. Y'all was over there. All that beautiful architecture over there, over in Europe, y'all built that. Over here giving credit to these weirdos. They ain't built shit. Why you think it's in ruins and they had to come over here as soon as they got y'all in chains? These people had to leave what you built because they couldn't sustain it. Had to come over to the land you built for free just to get it popping. Don't you let none of these folks ever tell you that you owe them a damn thing. These folks owe you everything. Ain't built nothing for themselves and come over here telling you what we owe. Shut y'all asses up. Don't talk to us about nothing. Run us our check. That's what y'all can do. Because see, these folks, y'all just need to vote for him. See, I don't know how y'all do. This is how. We know the greatness of our people. You know how great you got to be to sit up here and have sustained through a situation with these, the most vile group of people that are known on the face of the earth? The only people in comparison to Rome. You can't even compare Hitler to that. As much as they want you to think about how bad that is. Really? Do we really want to walk to see? Okay, our history in this country is so bad, they fight to hear it. They fight against hearing it. You got whole Holocaust museums, but to hear about the Holocaust that happened to us here, oh, they don't want their kids to hear it because their children will be scarred. To hear about the demon that might be stirring up in them. Well, let me actually enlighten you on a real truth, because again, I am from the University of White Supremacy, and this is something that most of them won't tell you. That demon was always there. See, black folks get caught up into this. Hate isn't taught. No. There is an actual perpetual enemy. To sit up here 1,000 years later, 2,000 years later, to sit up here and really convince yourself that you do not have a perpetual enemy on this planet is amazing to me. They don't know why they hate you. Well, that's a hell of a statement if you truly believe that. And if you do, okay, well then, doesn't that tell you it's natural? I mean, we can take it either way you want to go. But doesn't that say it's natural? I've seen little kids can't even talk, barely walk. They see a black person, don't have the strength to reach them with whatever they want to pick up and throw. But it's so inherent in the mind. I gotta pick up something and throw it at this black person. I've watched it on numerous occasions. Numerous occasions. The hate is inherent. So always remember that when they say, well, people are born this way. That's right. So don't tell me a person can be born a male child and believe that they're a woman inside, but at the flip side of that, there's not a natural born white supremacist. There's not a naturally born anti-black hater out there. How does that make sense? That's not logic. I'm just saying. So, getting back to more of Dr. Oddface.
It's black people. So let's make some inferences. Let's choose this last administration. We don't even have to go into the Trump administration because that's too easy. What policies were pushed by the GOP that would make you draw that conclusion? What policies by the Democrats would make you draw that conclusion?
Okay, well, number one, the immigration policy. Number two, $61 billion to law enforcement as the decreased crime rate has appeared. So it's kind of hard to justify giving more money to more police. However, there is a growing unemployment line by the day. And for some of us, unlike one person who was for some reason in my comments complaining about reparations, poverty breeds crime. That's a historical fact, by the way. But, just saying, and studies have proven that, yes, poverty facilitates the environment to nurture criminality. Because you're starving something out, so everybody's hungry. That is natural for survival. So to say, well, that wouldn't be, yes, it is a cause and effect. And people want to start absolving guilt of what happens against black folks and black America. And we absolutely cannot allow that to stand ever. Anytime that you see that needs to be corrected. You understand? So with this, Also, the 1994 crime bill, we've also showed that here. Joe Biden, actually, what would give you this impression? That Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton have targeted the black community, super predators, even wanted to put death penalties upon black men for drug charges. Because if something happened violent connected to those drugs, well, then you don't go to jail, you go to death. Those are literally his words. So what would Joe Biden have done? Oh man. Wow. What could Joe Biden or the Democrats have done?
But I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Oh, well, man, that ain't enough.
This country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. You hear me? Minority white European. And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics, who make up a larger portion of the population than y'all do.
Never forget.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
What policies were rolled back by the GOP that would make you draw that conclusion? What policies rolled back by the Democrats would make you draw?
All of those immigration policies that were rolled back by Joe Biden day one that now have plagued all of our areas, and they're shoveling money and money and money upon money upon money to illegal immigrants, not the black community. And how do we know it was a plan against the black community?
This country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European.
So we have to get some white Hispanics in. That's the problem, ma'am. So there is a policy that has definitely been very detrimental to black folks. I mean, you hear and see people in Chicago complaining. You see the black folks in New York complaining. You see people in Texas complaining. You see other Hispanics complaining. So what policies have been rolled back? Well, there you go.
Draw that conclusion. Let's dig a little deeper. With time and the change of representatives comes new ideas. In some cases, that means you will have a push for new policies that are more relevant to the time we
No, no, that's not how. See, what you're talking about is fantasy land. That's the crap they teach you in school. That's not how America works. America operates on the system of white supremacy. So what you have to understand is new ideas haven't shown up in 200 years. In almost 250 years. Hadn't shown up, huh? 250-year head start. What was 200 and what's this? So about to be July 4th, it'll be 248 years. Oh, new ideas come in. Really? In 248 years, what new idea about uplifting black folks came in? $248, ma'am. It's not nothing to sneeze at. 248 years. But every election, there's new ideas and people that come in and represent new ideas. In 248 years, there has been no advancement for Black empowerment in any of that. Time's up. Time to kick intangibles. I mean, 248 years, family. Don't let these people sell you a bill of goods.
You're in. So based on the representatives we have now, what policies pushed by the current GOP representatives would make you think that? What policies pushed by the current Democrats would make you think that?
Oh, man. You know what? I can answer that. And for the GOP, I can't really say there is a policy because we're not the GOP's base. So the GOP really doesn't have to promise us anything. And there's nobody out here doing all the most like the Democratic shills are to have us vote for benign neglect. So that policy right there, the benign neglect, you know, the policy when the DNC emails and Hillary Clinton came out. So when we saw for a fact that, well, we already knew because Dr. Claude Anderson already schooled us and hipped us to the truth that the United States government has a policy for Black folks, which is called benign neglect. And now when it comes down to the little bootlicks, that's called meritorious manumissions. All of this still in play today. So if you want to go ahead and betray your people, betray your kind, well, then you can get a butter biscuit. You can get a butter biscuit. Everybody get a butter biscuit. But at the end of the day, you will still end up a broken tool. Two-thirds of us won't make it. As sad as it sounds. Telling you. Never forget. I'll be damned. Yep. Yeah, you already know. You already know. Dark-skinned brother said we are literally living in Revelations and the verses jumping off the pages. Ain't it? I mean, man, I don't believe in it. Okay, believe it or not. All right. Hey. And no skin off my back, Jack. So that's Dr. Oddface's piece. What I really want to get to is the cool part. But my wife hit me to this next one. And this is from Sister Tesla Figueroa, I guess. She caught this. And you know, Tesla be catching the TV screens. So I guess John Leguizamo's on one of these news shows. What is this, MSNBC? And oh yeah, it's MSNBC because you know Al Sharpton's on this panel, by the way. So just keep that in mind. Now let's hear what John Leguizamo has to say. Because see, we hear a lot of talk. I mean, you know, well, I thought they was racist. So everybody got something cross to say about us, right? When we don't want to go with the get along. Let's see what John Leguizamo has to say.
And that's what needs to be done. You know, come after us. Don't assume that we're going to vote for you. Don't assume that we're just going to be Democratic and vote Democrat. We're not. You have to come for us. You have to talk about our issues, which is usually economy and jobs. That's what we care about. Immigration. Latinos, for some reason, are, you know, they're concerned about what's going on, but that's not their main concern. Their main concern is, how do I survive? Jobs.
So while we're talking politics, you said you love New York very much.
Yes.
Be in the Bronx tonight.
The BX?
Yeah.
The BX, oh, he's going to get his. The BX don't mess. They don't play around.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, he is hosting. Yeah, I mean, he's hosting a rally. His campaign has said they.
No, see, that's right here, man. This y'all see Al Sharpton right there. Oh man, wait a minute. There he is. I just family. He wasn't interrupted or nothing. He didn't cut in. Hey, well, don't you think you should be saying something else? I mean, don't you think you should be supporting the Democrats? I mean, you're not going to come out here and endorse the Democrat. You're not going to endorse Joe Biden. I mean, don't you think it's irresponsible? I mean, like democracy it hangs in the balance. I mean, the world might come to an end. I mean, every Hispanic on the planet might be deported to outer space. I mean. And Al Sharpton just like, he's kind of a white man, so I don't think I'm going to say anything. Just go ahead and mind my black business over here. Just be quiet. When y'all need me to go scream on some niggers, let me know. Over there quiet as a church mouse. Well, I'll just go let this one ride. He's saying he ain't going to vote for him. Don't expect our vote for nothing. And essentially, he's saying exactly what the black grassroots is saying because that just breaks down to no tangibles, no vote. But I'm just going to be quiet over here. I don't want no trouble. I don't want no trouble, no sir. There's your black leaders. Now, y'all get up there and start screaming on black. Charlamagne, why don't you get out there and endorse? Killer Mike, you should endorse this guy. Why aren't you using your Glorilla? Did they try to get you to endorse a candidate? Look, at the end of the day got to end. Cardi B, you're not going to vote for what do you mean, Cardi B? No, no, man. See, that's just what's problematic with the world. That's right. Yeah, before we get to Charlamagne, that's right. I got to get to this dude first. Damn it. Glad I thought about that. I had to bring him back up and talk to him up in my mind. Let's get this in here. So before we get to the View, because the View, that's going to be the last one we break down. And I got one final clip that I'm going to let run in its entirety because this brother actually dropped some jewels. But let's hear this.
Won't be voting in the November presidential election. I don't with both of y'all, she said. I love Cardi, but I hope she reconsiders her decision. The born rapper and former Bernie Sanders supporter told the magazine that she's concerned about high costs of living, low wages, and endless wars. I am too. Anyone with a conscience wants lower prices, higher wages, and fewer wars. But not voting is not the answer, it's the problem. The reason why we face so many problems in America is because too many of us aren't voting, and we're letting other people who disagree with our values set the agenda. The issue isn't Cardi's description of the problem, it's her prescription. If you don't vote, then what's your strategy?
Let me take this out of here because isn't it stopping? All right, leave that out there. Let me get this. So, hold on. There we go. Let me get this over here. All right.
Conscience wants lower prices, higher wages, and fewer wars. But not voting is not the answer, it's the problem. The reason why
it can't be the problem when we have the problem from voting. Not voting is not, see, again, what they do, they try to play that 3-card Monty, but you're not talking to an ignorant class of people. But they keep trying to do it nonetheless. But now, hell, let them lose.
We face so many problems in America is because too many of us aren't voting, and we're letting other people who disagree with our values set the
Black folks, y'all overwhelmingly voted Joe Biden in. Black participation has been high in all of these elections. What is he talking about? The hell is he talking about?
the agenda. The issue isn't Cardi's description of the problem, it's her prescription. If you don't vote, then what's your strategy to create the change you want to see in America?
How would the strategy work for voting for the person who didn't deliver on their promises? What part of strategy is in that? Dude.
Is it going to happen magically? Is the government going to see millions of Black people not voting and think, hey, let's listen to the people who didn't bother to vote? That's not how it works. That's not how we get less attention. Not
Is that what you're saying? You know, I could have sworn. Yeah, I mean, good grief. Thank you. Thank you so much, Black Spider. Peace, power, blessings. Or peace and power to the wife. Yes, indeed. Shout out to you. Thank you for that. Now, Baba is 7 and never voted a day in his life. Well, he's part of the problem because he ain't voting there. We ain't getting where we need to get as Black people because he just refuses to vote.
more. This is why we can't just show up once every 4 years for a presidential election and then complain when things go wrong. We have to vote in every election for Senate, Congress, governors, state representatives, mayors, city councilors, prosecutors, judges, and school board members. Those are the people who make the majority of the decisions that affect our lives, not the president. But voting by itself is not enough. We have to hold our leaders accountable even after we vote for them. The way to do that is to negotiate for your vote. That's what people.
Oh, really? What does it say? Oh, so if there was tangibles, then there could be a vote. If there's a Black agenda, then there can be a vote. Right? That sounds like a bargain to me. Am I missing the bargaining happen here? So, I mean, what you got to do is you got to bargain for your vote. There's your bargain. No tangibles, no vote, no Black agenda, no vote. It's very simple. Now we have our demands, and our demand. The reason why you are talking about the couch is because of that demand.
People with power do. They don't walk away and refuse to vote when they're upset. They demand some specific deliverable in exchange for their vote. That's what.
No. What people do is they get the people out of office who do not do their bidding, that are there to do their bidding. That's what happens. And a lot of these people have had the political and financial capital to do so. Although Black folks just have people sell them a bunch of flim flam, and they'll spend more money into the convincing Black people to subscribe to benign neglect. That's where the investment is. Getting Black people just to vote for nothing. Consistent cycle. That's deception. And for most Black folks just do not want to do that anymore. I know I can speak for myself. I damn sure don't.
We should do too. Prioritize an issue and demand attention to it. Voting is not just aspirational, it's transactional.
We have demands. There was a whole demand. I can't stand these fools. See, like I said, I told you, I warned y'all, butter biscuits goes coming through the screen, family. Okay, because this Negro right here is going to act like there wasn't a whole 2020 summer reckoning. So what was supposed to happen? We were supposed to get some issues on George Floyd. Police accountability. The same dude who now it's 4-year anniversary weekend of George Floyd's passing is murdered at the hands of racist Derek Chauvin. And so What has Joe Biden got to say about his accountability? He now is trying to talk about, well, I'm urging Congress to come up with a bill or something. You had the ball. You ran on this promise and you immediately deferred it. But you made sure you kept your end of the bargain for these illegals, not even citizens of this country. And then we get coons like this coming back in our face, telling us that we need to vote for these people who very clearly gave us empty promises 4 years ago while we're watching billions go to everybody else. Oh, but see, we had our leverage. He lied, and now he's getting what he deserves. For he's getting the result of doing nothing for Black America. It's simple as that.
You're not selecting a spouse for life. You're hiring an employee for a specific amount of time. You don't have to fall in love with them. They just have to do the work. When anyone tells you it doesn't matter who you vote for, you're being played. If voting didn't matter, Republicans wouldn't be trying so hard to stop you from doing it. And trust me, they're not telling white people not to vote. Voting is not about choosing the lesser of two evils. It's about choosing among the available applicants for the job. Sure, I would.
Well, then that's the lesser of two evils. And so, first off, he led you. Let me back that up real quick. He led into that with actually describing the lesser of two evils, and then says, this is not the lesser of two evils, but this is a lesser of two evils. So he basically gives you 3 different scenarios of the exact same thing. Watch how he just did that.
They demand some specific deliverable in exchange for their vote. That's what we should do too. Prioritize an issue and demand attention to it. Voting is not just aspirational, it's transactional.
That's right.
You're not selecting a spouse for life. You're hiring an employee for a specific amount of time. You don't have to fall in love with them. They just have to do the work. When anyone tells you it doesn't matter who you vote for, you're being played. If voting didn't matter, Republicans wouldn't be trying so hard to stop you from doing it. And trust me, they're not telling white people not to vote.
There's 2 things he just did right there. One, Black people, clearly you just know about the Democrats. Black folks is like, it's like Black folks, hey, you're just Democrat by nature. And so why they're not telling white people this? Like, number one, we aren't in a 2-party system. And number one, being Black has nothing to do with either party. What is owed to us is owed by this country, period. So whoever is in charge need to kick in some chips. We are not looking at us being at the whim of this government. That's where they got us effed up. We not doing that. This is a demand from the people that you know you owe. So don't let these weirdos get out here and start watering down the tone of what's really being felt out there. Because they're trying to misrepresent the argument from the grassroots. And what they keep doing is going into this like what we don't understand thing. And then if it's not we don't understand, then it's just straight up let's misrepresent the position of the Black grassroots. And that's what this Negro is doing right now, while still trying to talk to so-called Black folk.
Voting is not about choosing the lesser of two evils. It's about choosing among the available applicants for the job. Sure, I would love to vote for a young, charismatic, powerful, progressive Black woman who reflects all my values, but she didn't apply for the job this year. So I got to choose between these 2 old white guys. And I don't know.
That's 3. You just went right back to describing choosing the lesser of 2 evils 3 times over. Well, you don't have to love the guy. You don't have to fall in. You're just getting a guy that's going to do a job for now. And you have to, voting is transactional. Yes. No tangibles, no vote. Or we're voting for the couch. Now you will understand our demand is serious. And we now can have this. See, that sounds like sitting out 1 vote should not be considered to be the end of the world. If that's the case, then democracy is awful fragile. Ain't it?
I agree with Biden on several issues, but I don't agree with Trump on any issue. The most enduring.
Well, I do. I believe mass deportations day one of a different administration should definitely commence. Cutting off the bleeding of funding these Ukraine and Israel the way we are, that would be another thing that would change with policy from another president. Getting back to the business of Americans, which Joe Biden has zero concern of. People get out there, oh, well, he's done the infrastructure. You got a whole doggone bridge that just fell into the damn river in Baltimore. Your infrastructure sucks. You haven't funded anything. There's no new nothing going up under Joe Biden right now. Family, are there any new structures being built in your neck of the woods by this administration? Probably be safe to say no. But they'll get out there and tell that lie still.
Enduring impact the next president will have on the future is the appointment of judges. Donald Trump and George Bush already appointed the conservative Supreme Court justices and federal judges who eliminated affirmative action in college.
But damn, ain't that something? Because had Barack Obama been on Ruth Bader Ginsburg's ass to get on up out of there, Barack Obama could have actually had 2 appointments himself and could have represented us. I mean, truth be told, Barack Obama could have actually put 2 black people on the Supreme Court back then. And then how much of a difference that would have made? Because it's not like they could get them off. So why, when he had the power to nominate 2 black Supreme Court justices, because it's not like Ketanji Brown Jackson has done anything to put her on the Supreme Court now, that was just what it needed to be. And she was picked because she'll play the game for the Democrats. And she has a white husband. So the job was done. Sold. Funny how they always know how to get these people who are tied to certain folks. That Michael Eric Dyson is trying to pander to right now.
Admissions, overturned Roe versus Wade, struck down a rescue plan for black farmers, ordered the Minority Business Development Agency to serve white men, and
you know, it's funny because one of the things that would strongly help with that, there's 30,000 Chinese illegals in America. And Chinese people were at the forefront of getting rid of affirmative action. I don't think we need to leave that fact. Let's not talk about the white conservatives. Let's talk about these Chinese. They come over here and they're over here doing things against us. Maybe that needs to be examined. Because, I mean, truth be told, don't tell me about these. You better tell me about them Chinese folks. Wannabe whites. They're out here like the Diane Yaps. That all they want to do is hate on black folks. And then think we beneath them when they don't even belong in this damn country. There's 30,000 illegals in this country. They need to go ask this woman where them folks is at. Are you harboring any illegals, Diane? I need to ask her some questions.
Black women's venture capital fund to be illegal. Not voting in 2024 gives Donald Trump the chance to stack the Supreme Court and the federal bench with right-wing judges with lifetime tenure who will be able to block any progressive legislation that you support.
Well, here's the problem, guy. And we don't support all of that stuff you're talking about.
For the next 30 years. Not voting doesn't help advance a pro-black agenda. It stops it dead in its tracks. I've worked on 6.
No. I strongly disagree. And let me just get out of there with him because I don't need to go through his whole thing because you already see where he's at. So what he wants to do, he wants you to just forget about yourself and just think of the party. Well, and now he's trying to all of a sudden he raps pro-black agenda. Here's my issue with that. Every time people all of a sudden start talking about something for black, family, when we say no tangibles, no vote, what does it say? No tangibles, no vote. No black agenda, no vote. Not no pro-black agenda. You understand how they keep doing that? So when you see suckers and chumps like that come out there and to start throwing that pro-black talk out there, nobody said anything about pro-black. It's unnecessary to even add into this conversation. We need a black agenda. We need a pro-black agenda. What are you talking about? It's a black agenda. You don't have to put, there's no pro anything for anybody else. But when you start adding stuff to black agendas, I can't stand Negroes like that. You had a black agenda. Man, shut up, fool. But to the
The Breakfast Club, Charlemagne. Stop that, y'all. Stop that. The Breakfast Club, Charlemagne the God, has never pulled punches anytime. And politically or culturally, conversations are happening on the show that he does. And now he wants everyone to take a page out of his new book, Get Honest or Die Lying: Why Small Talk Sucks. Please welcome Charlemagne the God.
Oh, hugs in his purple sweater. So I want to get past because they're going to start talking about his book.
Just because I feel like nobody cares about facts anymore. Nobody cares about actual data. Everything is about opinions and narratives and your feelings. And you have really smart people, actually intelligent people that have doctor in their name and PhD, and even they're all about opinions and narratives and their feelings as opposed to what the actual facts are.
Data shows. Well, since this book is all about having real conversations, let's get to it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get real. Now, you have a massive platform reaching millions of listeners, and you and I've talked about this before. You endorsed Joe Biden back in 2020, but this time around, you say you're not going to endorse anybody. Charlemagne, now is not the time, in my opinion, to sit this one out.
Yeah. I didn't say that. I never said I was sitting it out.
What you gonna do?
I'm definitely.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you gonna do, Charlemagne? Charlemagne, what you gonna do? You better tell me what you gonna do, Charlemagne. They got him up there ready for the reprimand, don't they? What you gonna do, Charlemagne? You better tell me what you gonna do. Lord.
Voting in November, but what I like to focus on is issues, not individuals. When
but why not endorse?
Huh?
Why not endorse Biden?
Because if I'm sitting here telling my listeners that, you have somebody out there who is a threat to democracy, you have somebody out there who said they want to, suspend the Constitution to overthrow the results of an election. You saw this person, try to lead an attempted coup of this country. And I'm telling people that this guy is a threat to democracy. Have you ever read Project 25? Mm-hmm. There's only 2 candidates out there. So if I'm saying that about this individual, the choice is clear, right? And I've seen y'all do this on The View before. I saw y'all do this to Killer Mike when he was on The View. And Killer Mike literally sat here and said, hey, I supported Keisha Lance Bottoms. I supported Ralph Warnock. I supported John Ossoff, right, in Georgia. He said, you should support the people that I've supported. You should support the person who the people I've supported are supporting.
Okay.
That's y'all opportunity to say, well, clearly he's talking about President Biden. Why do y'all need us to say this if we don't feel comfortable saying it?
No, it's not that we need you to say it, but I think other folks need to hear because, one of the things I'm sorry, I just jumped you. I'm sorry, but.
Now, where Whoopi is about to go, see, now, first off, think of how Whoopi thinks. Whoopi looks at entertainers, black entertainers, as gatekeepers, or shall we say, Negro overseers. So we have to do our due job. We got to do our job for our masters over here. So, like Sonny, why not endorse? Why not endorse him? Because he hasn't endorsed him. And that's why he hasn't, because he hasn't. It's not his job to either. Well, you have such a big platform. So I'm a black man. Damn whatever my own beliefs is. I have a big platform and I should be going out of my way to convince my listeners, my community, my following about submitting to this dude who already has given us a bunch of empty promises and gave us a bunch of FUs with the crime bill and all these other bills that he has done against black folks and black America. And you want to sit up here and vote for the literal prodigy of Strom Thurmond. You can't go further backwards than that. Well, you tried, because there was Hillary Clinton. You tried to put you effectively did put a Dixiecrat back in the White House. You almost did with Hillary Clinton. And now with Joe Biden. This is the keep them Negroes in line crowd. And y'all think because, oh, well, man, they're not liberal. More police? All of this money is for police and the over police, and that came under Barack Obama and now further through Joe Biden. All that military policing, that came under Barack Obama. How soon and quickly they forget. Man, we had Barack Obama. Okay. And the FEMA laws and all of that, y'all remember that? All them laws that he was putting in place. The Patriot Act and all that. I mean, what was that? What's his law? Is it the Patriot Act? Patriot Act? He has a few. Some of them which would give FEMA total control. And people was talking about the FEMA camps. Who knows? Let's hear more.
One of the things that we've been talking about is the fact that getting facts out through the media seems to be very difficult. Because
I feel like
how? You are the media. CNN's the media. MSNBC is the media. ABC News is the media. Fox News is the media. News Nation is the media. All of these people have more in-your-face power than any new black media voice. But they're having a tremendously hard time getting the message out. When all of you are on TV every day, you're having a hard time with the messaging? The facts? You're having a hard time getting the facts out when you're on television every day? We're not. So how is it that you're having such a hassle getting the talking points? There are daily briefings at the White House. So if the facts wanted to come out, the facts could be out. But I guess the facts are out. I guess it just depends on what facts you're looking for. But we have ours, and we don't really have any questions about it. We know what the facts are for us. And as it pertains to us, pertains to all that money we see and go elsewhere, and all that money that we are not having ourselves. Very easy to see.
I just spewed some facts.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
but
an
we
endorsement
need you to
from
do it
would
on your
matter.
show.
Well, I think
We
the
need you to
reality
do
is
it
I
on
think
your
both
show.
candidates are trash. So but I am going to vote in November, and I'm going to vote my best interest, and I'm going to vote who I think can preserve democracy. So if I think both candidates are trash, and I don't feel like endorsing one, would you rather me endorse an individual or endorse the fact that hey, we need to go out here and protect democracy?
And by the way, I think it's incredibly powerful to use your platform just to draw the contrast. I actually tend to agree that I don't think an endorsement is somehow more powerful than reminding folks the other person tried to overturn our democracy. That breaks through. But I want to ask you, because you're kind of one of these, we call them double haters. I don't like.
Let's talk about that. And I'm glad that they started doing this again, because I was wondering how long it would take before they could bring the destruction of our democracy talk back into the mix. Because truth be told, when you're trying to keep somebody off of a ballot, kind of hard to start talking that democracy talk. Dark-skinned brother with the super chat. Yeah. Or super sticker. Super chat or super sticker? That's a super sticker. So shout out to you, brother. Thank you for that, man. I appreciate it. Yes, a super sticker. Salute. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours, brother. I appreciate it. And so I see your platform. It's not his job. And where is the Democratic Party? See, this is the truth of the matter. The Democratic Party does not want to outreach to the Black community, because at this time, it's no tangibles, no vote. So now you're going to have these different Black men in front of you, pressure them into saying, well, why don't you tell them to vote for Joe Biden because you got a big platform. Joe Biden has the biggest platform in the world because he is the president of the United States of America. Tell him to come outreach to Black folks for real and put the pen to the paper before November. Matter of fact, before October. Don't play it close. Go ahead, pull the trigger and put it in stone. Put it in law, baby. Let's move.
Like to use the phrase, but
double haters,
like not thrilled with Biden or Trump, and
I never heard of that. Like the chicken fried
I called it.
I thought that was
double
being
hater.
American nowadays. You look at the polls.
Well,
people don't seem to be too pleased with either one of them.
And I'm right there with you. So you've called this a race between crooks, cowards, and the couch.
That's
and you
right.
say Democrats are losing the messaging game.
But let's be clear about who I say are the crooks. I say Republicans are the crooks. I say Democrats are the cowards, and I say the couch is voter apathy. And I feel like right now it looks like voter apathy may win, but whose fault is that? Is that our fault, or is it the candidates?
Well, and
Who's winning? It's funny. Somebody actually said some slick on my page once. It was like, you call yourself a political strategist. Why don't you? Hey, Judah Queen, what can I say? Why don't you? And you call yourself a political strategist? Yeah. My only response could be, why don't you? Here we are over here talking about the couch, and you got Charlemagne telling them the truth. And it looks like the couch is going to win. We made them over here in the New Black Media spend their 2024 budget in 2022. It took $91 million to get Raphael Warnock over the hump from Herschel Walker. Why would you just endorse Biden? Because if he could recognize that the couch might win and knows that it's the responsibility of the Democratic Party to court its base, then why would he stick his neck out there? Is he trying to throw away his black card for Joe Biden? I don't think so. But this is where things get really interesting. Because they go back to Whoopi Goldberg. What Whoopi Goldberg is finna go into, this is literally at the base of every shield.
Curious at this juncture, 6 months out, who do you think wins?
Oh, I have no idea. I mean, it's a toss-up at this point. You know, I really don't know. I think the person who goes out there and probably energizes their base the best at this point. And you know, when you look at somebody like President Biden, it feels like his base is pretty pissed off at him for a number of reasons.
Help him out.
Well, no, look, I actually
help him out by.
What is wrong with Sonny? Help him out. Help him out. Come on, help him.
You think wins?
Oh, I have no idea. I mean, it's a toss-up at this point. You know, I really don't know. I think the person who goes out there and probably energizes their base the best at this point. And you know, when you look at somebody like President Biden, it feels like his base is pretty pissed off at him for a number of reasons.
Help him out.
Well, no, look, I actually
help him out by doing what?
Well, I want to ask you something.
I mean, really, what is he supposed to do?
We know that we've talked about the Republicans ad nauseum here. But when you say the Democrats are cowards, how could Democrats show more courage right now in a way that speaks to you?
By doing what you know, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett did to Marjorie Taylor Greene the other day. You know, I think, man. I think Michelle. I think the former First Lady called a play one time and she said, you know, when they go low, we go high. I think you got to rip that play up.
Yeah.
When they go low, you got to take it to the floor.
I don't even think she went low on that because I think her pointing out the hypocrisy of them not attending to the rule was going high and using an example.
And that's why I
think it was brilliant.
You're right. And that's why everything looks so normal. All of this stuff has been normalized and it shouldn't be normalized at all. There's nothing normal about American politics.
No.
But the way that, Democrats react to it sometimes, they make it seem like it's normal. We got to stop acting like this stuff is normal, and you got to start calling BS where it's BS.
Well, so let me ask you this. If you think that's what needs to happen, because for me, I think back to the time when we couldn't vote. So the idea of voting for, this one or this one it wasn't about our best interest. It was about how do we get to point B?
That's right.
My point is, listen, I don't know if it's because he's old or people are mad.
I can remember, Whoopi, we ain't going backwards. We're going forward. So what you're talking about is, well, we didn't worry about our best interests. Well, we are now. We most definitely are now. This is something else, man. I'm telling you. Good grief.
And I don't know why Democrats are mad at him, but I know I'm better off with him than I am with the other one. Right. That's what I know. So, and we say it because we always have to remind people of what we went through in order to do this, in order to have this right to vote. And so if you say you're going to vote, then I'm not going to ask any more questions.
Not only am I saying I'm going to vote, I'm telling you who the threat to democracy is.
Well, we do. Listen, we do this every day. We know who the threat to democracy is.
And his name is Donald Trump. If you want me to spell that one out. Come on.
And one would think, since there's only two,
I mean, there's third-party candidates, but
I
there's
will
only.
beat your behind.
I'm just saying.
I will beat your behind. Now he said, "Well, there is a third-party candidate. That is another option, ma'am. They're not stuck to these people." Oh my goodness! See, this is the entitlement to black folks is just crazy to me. It's like people feel, and okay, so again, sisters, when y'all be like, people feel entitled to our bodies. Us too. Look at how they talk to this black man. Like, well, you got to earn your keep around here now. You know what you need to be doing. Got to be shilling for master now. That's what we need you to get up out here and do, man. Don't you be called to get out here. Yeah, so the thing that Whoopi was going into, back in my day, I remember when we couldn't vote. We didn't know. We need to remember the reason. So you heard from Dr. Oddface. You heard from the other tether. And then you heard from Whoopi. Then you also heard from the other black shield who might be a little on the non-binary movement. Black Spider with the super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on you and yours. So you're seeing a lot. And I told you it would be a lot of that this evening. It would be a lot of shilling. Oh, and then you seen John Leguizamo. You see John Leguizamo come out there and Al Sharpton say nothing. So what people are having a real big issue with is our current political stance as the grassroots. No tangibles, no vote, and they are actually literally saying that the couch has a better chance than RFK Jr. That's a hell of a statement. So again, give yourselves a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, because that is the work and voices and action of the people. Bravo. Bravo, ladies and gentlemen. You did it again. They talking about your agenda the way that they try to without acknowledging that it's your agenda. But they know. Talking to these black Americans, we're going to be talking about some finance in the form of reparations and justice. So like I said, ladies and gentlemen, there's one more video I have to play before we get out of here. But for all of you newcomers and people who are now tuning in, even over on X, you are tuned in to the Beatzilla PDX official show, Weekly Wrap.
Tick faster. That'll be the hour they knock the slick blaster. Dick dastardly, a Muttley with sick laughter. A gunfight and they come to cut the mix master. And living the true gods. Giving y'all nothing but the lick like two broads. Got more lyrics than the church got ooh lords. And they hold the mic at your attention like two swords. Or you the one with two blades on it. Hey you, don't touch the mic like it's AIDS on it.
Yeah. So this is the video I wanted to play. It's about 3 minutes, and then we are going to be saying good evening. So this brother, I saw this today. He made this good little piece. Shout out and salute to foundational Black Americans.
Yo, everyday American is struggling to put food on the table. Most people can't pay their fucking rent or light bill. Most people can't afford to buy milk for their cornflakes. They can't afford to put jelly on their peanut butter sandwich. But you have illegal immigrants that can walk across the border and get free housing, free food, free healthcare, free cell phone. In my opinion, this is proof the people you voted for and put in office don't give a fuck about you. They needed your vote. Now they need you to shut the fuck up. Soon, a lot of people are not going to be able to find a job because illegal immigrants equals cheap labor. These corporate companies do not want to pay you. If they can pay someone half of what they pay you from Venezuela, they will sign the fuck up. Illegal immigrants is cheap labor and votes. That's why they let millions of them cross with no problem. Think about it. We have the strongest military on planet Earth. We spend $800 billion a year on our military. You telling me we couldn't stop this shit and close down the border if we wanted to? They don't want to. They want cheap labor and votes. You need to stop voting for people just because they black. Just because they black, it don't mean they have your back. Once they get your vote, it's fuck you. Do you think they're going to listen to you or Joe Biden? Every day I leave my house, I see more and more homeless people. Homeless women. I see a lot of homeless women now. Just as many homeless women as men. But illegal men that cross the border get somewhere to stay before a homeless American woman. Make that make sense. Be careful who you vote for. They showed you their true colors. Now show them at the voting booth. And one more thing. You know what's fucked up? United States will help a family that crossed the border illegally. But they won't help an American family that's struggling with 4 children. We make it hard for felons to get jobs in America. But illegal immigrants that have criminal records, that's felons, can walk right over to our border and get a job before an American citizen can. When you vote, remember the way you was treated.
Babylon is fallen. Babylon is fallen. Let it fall and let us rise. Can you dig it? I'm saying. Yeah, salute to that brother, man. I saw that piece earlier. I'm like, yeah, I'm closing the broadcast with that. So salute to that brother, man. That everything he said, I second and I agree. I support everything that brother just said. And this is why you will always know over here at the Black Grassroots, never forget.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No.
First order of business for all of the bootlicking shields that we had to choke through this evening, we have to distribute their parting gift for this evening. And so, from the Beatzilla PDX official show to all of you bootlicking shields, especially Dr. Oddface, and I'm pretty sure you guys would give some honorary cards and some energies this way to join in on this gift of Sambo sauce for all of these bootlegs.
Sambo, Sambo, Sambo!
For the rest of y'all who believe we should be falling for the lesser of two evil line and put down our own agenda when we ourselves are the reason why you now know the couch as a legitimate candidate in 2024. So from B1 Rise to 2022, and that's, see, y'all remember that? So for those of who has been here long enough, B1 hashtag B1 Rise 2022. They had to spend all of that money. They had to spend all of that bread to figure it out. Last year, we gave you New Black Media Summer. We're heading into another summer. And this is on a whole understanding of where we were going to be at this point this year. Look at where we are, family. Now, here's one thing that y'all may, well, you haven't seen as many collabs. No, you haven't seen as many collabs. But what you have seen is a ever-sprawling vine of truth and Black empowerment. And that's the agenda. But there might be some of y'all who think that we should put our efforts elsewhere. And we shouldn't look to empower ourselves. Maybe we should look to just the candidates and try to just get the best that they want to give us for right now. Well, I say, hell no. And I'm sure y'all do too. So just like Judah Queen says, the B1 rise continues. And for those of y'all who cannot stand that idea and hate the notion of delineation, most importantly, are cowardly scared of power. When I speak for myself, Beatzilla PDX official, the Beatzilla PDX official show, those of you in the chat, the grassroots, the voices of new Black media, pretty sure it's safe to say I speak for all parties involved when we proudly dedicate this song to you.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Hashtag hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
All right, family, it is that time. It is that time to get on up out of here. So, like again, I say keep your notifications on because you want to be notified anytime this channel goes live or a video is uploaded. So you got to make sure you are tuned in. And for all of my members, you already know that you guys are seeing a lot of these videos first in the first place. So salute to you. Shout out to the replay gang. I appreciate all of y'all. Salute to you as well, Black First Replay gang. Make sure you comment in the comments so I know you were here. Salute to you. I see a few people came in here before we could get up out of here. Y'all might have been over on X. I see Knight Rider in the house. Salute Knight Rider in the building. Yes, indeed. And I see Sister Miriam in the building as well. Salute Sister Miriam. Black First. Always good to see you in the house. Yes, indeed. And Black Spider said, my grandkids say B1. That's dope. That is dope. Shout out to that. Yeah. Shout out to that. That's what's up. And so thank you all for all of y'all who've been tuning in to all of the other shorter videos for the news breaks as well. I appreciate you guys tuning in to all of these different videos. I hope you're appreciating the change up of the channel to how I've done it. Thank you. It seems to be all right. So, I appreciate y'all tuning in. I'm glad y'all like it. So with that being said, y'all can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. You can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you feel so inclined to put some money in the bucket by way of donation, you can help at CashApp, $beatzillapdx. That's CashApp, $beatzillapdx. We also have PayPal, and that is Zilla Music. That is ZILLAMUZAK at PayPal. And with that being said, family, it is time to roll. As you know how we do right here. Keep your 3 smooth stones at the ready. Keep that slingshot nearby. Black First. You know what I'm saying? Because this is how we have to keep it. You have to keep it black first always. And another thing, the thing that they're doing with the Jasmine Crockett thing, again, I got to reiterate that bleach blonde, bad built bush body thing actually comes from the grassroots over here. So I believe that was Brother Tariq Nasheed actually that called her that before. So I just want y'all to understand the level of influence y'all have out here. Okay, so don't give this up for nothing. This is a momentum, and we're staying foot to the floor, pedal to the metal. Can you dig it? So stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all. Have a blessed, peaceful 3-day weekend. Be safe out here on this holiday and keep them power tools close with you. Peace.
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yeah. See, that's what you throw. Yes, right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knocked out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.
Thank you.